February 2011, there was an earthquake that rattled Christchurch. It was a 6.3 magnitude, and there was 185 deaths and several thousand people injured. It caused a lot of mess over this side of the city. Red Cliffs and Sumner Cliffs ended up falling down.
The epicentre was 37 kilometres west of Christchurch, near the town of Darfield. It was a relatively shallow quake, about 10 kilometres below the surface, but it produced the strongest shaking record in New Zealand.
What did it feel like to be in the earthquake?
It felt like I was back on a boat. Like everything was rocking and rolling. It sounded like a train was coming through the house, and it felt like a train was hitting the house. And also you could see a wave on the land itself. As you looked out, it was like a ripple over the land. It's really just hanging on, really. It's hard to even stand up. It can push you over. I woke up out of my bed and I think I fell out of bed. And it was only till after that I realised what was happening. And then it's pretty hard running anywhere when the ground is moving like that.
How long did it last?
It probably lasted for 2 minutes. But that 2 minutes seemed like a long time.
And after it stopped, then what happened?
A sense of shock. We were then not able to drink the water out of our taps. All the pipes had been broken, so there was certain spots around Christchurch where you'd go and get drinking water from. For a few days there was no electricity. In some areas there was no electricity for weeks.
The city kind of split up into different zones. There was the red zone where you weren't able to walk through. There was the green zone where you were able to walk through. So a lot of shops were closed off.
But communities kind of stuck together and helped each other. Nobody in Christchurch has ever had to experience a traumatic experience like that. We've just got the remnants of the house behind us. You know, years later we get the okay to rebuild. So now we're just slowly doing bits to it. Well, not me personally, but my family. I'll take you through. So here's the rebar to provide a stable ground.
But a lot of people moved out of Christchurch, relocated to Wellington or other cities.
Yeah, or even out of New Zealand entirely. I know that a lot of people moved up to Auckland. It's quite an open living in here right now. Bit of breeze flowing through. There was an old fish tank here. Fish tank in between the walls.
That would have been impressive.
Big windows to see out to the view. I don't know about walking over that edge.
Oh. Then we won't.
We won't.
So your family was living in this house, and it took years to get the insurance money to start your rebuild. So where did they live in the meantime?
We built the box to move into after the earthquake.
Here's our little box. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, open layout,
And we've got kitchen, bedroom, laundry behind the blind, and a bathroom ensuite, and a nice little living area. And Mum's done this up.
Which is where Jesse did his sailing, home turf for sailing.
I studied this when I was quite young and taking several photographs from the top of the hill. Find out what they're doing, where they're moving, where I should be sailing in the channel so I don't hit a sandbank. Christchurch Yacht Club is one of the hardest places to sail, and that's why it's so good to teach, because you're always learning and you're always smashing into tidal banks or sandbanks or getting a shift of wind that's come down the valley and you get it over or before someone else.
It formed you into the sailor that you are today.
Yes.
Traveling down to the road.
This is where I used to walk down and go to school each day.
Was this where
Down towards the Red Cliffs. Bit of a walk around the corner.
2K?
2k each. Yeah.
Uphill both ways.
Well, up those stairs. Look at those mountains.
Look at those mountains. He's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I know that it's wrong, that I can't move on, but there's something about you. If the whole world was watching, I'd still dance with you. I'll always aspire to be there with you. Over and over, on each everything comes back. You still make me nervous. Why? Then we got a fire, they come around and see over and over.
Avon River. Can't see any fish or eels.
I don't want to see eels. And we are under the Bridge of Remembrance right here.
Yeah. Just about to walk through. Yeah.
There's rosemary, that's for remembrance. Hurry. Got some New Zealand flags on it.
This is a container city here, and we've got a food mall.
Lots of good smells emanating.
Oh yeah, lots of good smells. That tiki taco thing is pretty cool. We go check out this place.
Alright.
I'm not ultra hungry.
There's a tavern.
Yeah.
The Gaslight Tavern. And another souvenir shop. We're here at the gondola about to hop on for a ride up to see Christchurch from above.
Can't wait.
Here we go.
Wouldn't you want to do this?
So Jesse's wearing his new purchase today.
With a new PBH.
He got a new PBH.
A winter PBH. The other one's for summer.
Yeah. I approve of the winter PBH.
And it's great it will come in winter just to be able to see it all green.
Yeah. It's beautiful. We got some rocky cliffs. The grass just looks like you want to lay down on it and take a nap. Surrounded by mountains.
And the mountain ahead.
And I'm really excited to be, I mean, this is my third or fourth trip to Christchurch, but really the first time I've got to do any tourist activities. So I'm really loving seeing a little more of the city today. And it looks like I'm going to be seeing all of the city from up here.
Yeah. Just starting to see it now. I quite liked the in town. Everyone was really friendly. Or everyone that we managed to talk to.
We're getting close to the top.
That's Quail Island, that island in the middle there. And then in that bay to the left is Charteris Bay. That's where I used to sail in there.
That looks like a good sailing spot to me.
There goes Littleton Harbour, where I started off sailing down there as well.
Yeah, you had some competitions in there even, didn't you?
Yeah. Naval Point Yacht Club.
Welcome to the top.
Wow.
My story starts 12 million years ago. Follow me as we travel back to the birth of this amazing land. 12 million years ago, directly below where you were sitting, the landmass of the Banks Peninsula was undergoing a fiery volcanic birth. Of the three major eruptions that formed the Akaroa and Littleton harbours, the Akaroa explosion was by far the biggest, depositing hot molten lava for 50 kilometres. On this fertile soil, great forests grew, which were filled with the songs of native birds who flourished in the absence of predators.
Mount Cavendish was first transferred to the Crown for a scenic reserve in 1910 by the Morton brothers. The mountain was first named Hill Morton in 1912 by Harry L. in recognition of the Morton's family gifts of the land for the Summit Road and scenic reserves. The first settlers came through Littleton Harbour and were able to dock their boats and take all their belongings over the bridle path and settle in Christchurch City. We're at the tannery and there's a whole bunch of cool shops around here, and the sun's just going down, so we're getting cold.
Cheers. Here we are at the tannery, and I have selected a pint of sea salt and toffee amber ale. And Jesse got the extra pale ale that's made right here.
And Renee's one was made by Three Boys. It's a really popular but like quite small craft beer.
Is it Christchurch?
Yeah,
Christchurch.
just down the road I think.
I saw it and I had to taste it. You can taste the toffee.
And I reckon you can smell the sea salt.
This beer is too good. It's scrumptious. It's every time you take a sip of it.